Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 23rd, 2018. Let me give a shout out to my man, Wet O, or Haru. He wanted me to play some Nas If I Ruled the World. This is a classic featuring Lauryn Hill. Man, I love this song. Thanks for the song request, bro. And again, I hope you guys are all right today. Man, we had a crazy, nice, off-the-chain live stream, call in, tell me what you want to say session last night. It's been a while since I had one of those off the chain sessions, so I'm glad to start that back up again. To all of you guys last night, super chats and regular people just supporting and calling in. Silvertooth called in last night. It was good to see. So we had a good time, and I'll try to do that every weekend, starting it up again every weekend. Just got to figure out a good time so I can get the most participants during that period. So it'll be every Saturday. Just got to figure out a good time though. So if I'm in Eastern Standard Time, let me know if you have a time period. We can maybe come to a consensus on a good time for me to run that off the chain segment. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about two topics that came up actually during the off the chain. One was an article that I just didn't get a chance to do. It was about Ethereum and a Parity developer complaining on Twitter about people adding more dApps to the Ethereum network. He wanted people to stop, and so Bakkt Exchange kind of had a rebuttal to that whole rant. So we're going to take a look at that. That was interesting. I saw that actually on Twitter and reposted it. So when I saw the article, I'm like, yeah, let me cover that. The second thing, Bakkt. Someone last night, a few people actually were talking about Bakkt. Am I excited about Bakkt? What about Bakkt? And we're going to take a look at what's going on with the updates with this whole Bakkt Exchange. I personally think, again, as we talked about last night, and I'll try to make sure I drop the link so you guys can see that live stream last night. We're going the way of just doing the same old thing in a new way, if that makes sense. You know, the Bakkt Exchange, to me, it's a custodian service, so they're gonna hold the keys. If you get into some trouble, you know, the government can come give orders to freeze your accounts. Like, what difference is there if we're gonna go that route? So, but we'll take a look at that and have that discussion, man. Today we are sitting at 225 billion, up about 3 billion from yesterday. Bitcoin's dominance dropping a little bit more, 51.37%, and Bitcoin is just over 6,700. We got on average about a 1% pop for most of these tokens and coins, but what stood out was Stellar over the last 24 hours has popped 17.5%, and at one moment just eclipsed EOS in market cap. But looks like EOS either reclaimed or Stellar pulled back a little bit in their price. So that's interesting. Taking a look at the TA, nothing really new here. Don't really have anything to comment on. We're still trying to make our way above this 6,800. We're just taking a breather right now, I think. The longer we wait, though, will start to concern me, because I would feel like we're losing momentum. So we may drop back below 6,600. So I'll keep an eye on that for you guys. The next thing is the actual article out of AMB Crypto, and is regarding the whole Ethereum tweet that I told you guys about. It says Ethereum running at full capacity, says Parity developer Bakkt Exchange disagrees. So it starts off saying here, guys, ever since the CryptoKitties dApp clogged the Ethereum blockchain and brought it to a grinding halt, the argument for scaling the network has become louder and louder. Moreover, the network itself is seeing an exodus of value as ICOs on the platform are selling off the funds they raised. Adding to this, Afri Shodan, a developer working on the Parity client for Ethereum, recently asked users to stop deploying dApps to Ethereum as it was running at full capacity. He went on to ask developers to move to other chains such as Ethereum Classic or POA, a sidechain of the Ethereum network. His reasons for saying so was that these networks were still high on the capacity of transactions they can process. Moreover, they have existing support for infrastructures such as MyCrypto and MetaMask. A quick look at Blocktivity shows that Ethereum is indeed performing at full capacity, with around 68,000 transactions still in the mempool. This is a worrying development to those who have deployed dApps on the Ethereum blockchain. And this is at a stage, guys, that nobody's really even using these dApps on Ethereum. There's no popular dApp on Ethereum where you've got millions of people using it. So this is you know, I understand what he's saying there. So with that tweet, Vitalik Buterin responds though and says he disagrees. Most dApps have lots of room to gas optimize, and even if you don't, your dApp running raises gas fees and pressures others to gas optimize. There's plenty of low volume spam on chain, and everyone should be looking into layer 2 solutions. Sounds like excuses to me, Buterin. Gas functions as Ethereum's execution fee for every operation made on the network. Its price is usually expressed in GUI. This price is determined by miners who can refuse to process transactions with less than a certain gas price. Recommended gas prices are currently around 10, a far cry from the price being near 60 GUI during CryptoKitties. Buterin went on to say there are layer 2s without data availability trade-offs or liveness requirements. Other crypto enthusiasts pitched in with recommendations for the network to replace ETH. User Dragon said Codius exists and is currency agnostic, so you don't have to use XRP if you don't want to. Why are people so determined to hate what is good for them? Man, that's good. That's a good point, and I have not looked at Codius, so I need to check that out, man. Another user, Josh, however, was skeptical. He stated, "It is clear to anyone who objectively looks that most people heavily invested in ETH are sold on promises and ideas and gave no thought to the execution. The others were tricked, confused, obviously lazy gamblers." So, man, that's crazy. What do you think about this whole situation? And what I want to do is pull up Blocktivity info website. I had it up last night, but this will really show to you guys the actual use of these blockchains. So if you take a look here, I love this site because it really shows you who's using what, how much transaction and activity is actually going on these blockchains versus just trading them for speculation. So if you look at Ethereum at number 5, you go over to the CUI, which is Capacity Utilization Index, a ratio of blockchain daily activity to total blockchain capacity. So if we look here, Ethereum is at 100% capacity. And it's got, as the article said, they've got over 60,000 unconfirmed transactions. So I mean, you know, what do you guys think? Is this an issue, or are we, you know, being promised that you know, Casper and all this other stuff is really going to change that? But when are we getting it? You know, I'm seeing Casper and these upgrades taking another 7 to 12 months. We can't wait that long in this space. So you guys let me know your thoughts. And before I leave, I got to dig this in your face as well, all you EOS, or not EOS, but Dan Limmer haters. We have the 3 top blockchains in the world in relation to activity have all been made by Dan Limmer: Steam, EOS, and BTS. So you guys better start recognizing Dan is the man. Let me know your thoughts on that, though, the Ethereum clog up. Is it an issue? Is it not? I would love to hear what you have to say. The second article is about that Bakkt Exchange that people were telling me about all night long. Let's take a look at what this article is talking about. This is out of the Daily Hodl. It says here, is Bakkt the killer app for Bitcoin and crypto? Crypto in the doldrums. Cryptocurrencies recently taken yet another hit. Japanese exchange ZIF just lost $60 million to hackers. That follows the plunder of another Japanese exchange in January, Coincheck, which lost nearly $500 million, not to mention the raid on several other exchanges this year. Signs of a turnaround, it says here, but positive news may be around the corner. The big boys of exchange trading have come to Crypto Town. International Exchange, a leading operator of global exchanges, burst onto the scene this summer, announcing the formation of Bakkt, a company which could create a sustained rise in Bitcoin investment and adoption. If approved by the CFTC, Bakkt plans to create the largest U.S. regulated global platform for consumers and institutions to buy, sell, store, and spend digital assets. Investors could purchase a digital asset through a broker-dealer regulated as a member of the ICE Futures Exchange. Citigroup is also doing something, guys. It says here, and Citigroup, one of the world's biggest issuers of American depository receipts, which allow Americans to own foreign stocks through a custodian, will reportedly offer crypto custody solutions to institutional investors. If approved by regulators, its digital asset receipt, or DAR, would allow institutional investors to securely invest in cryptocurrencies. A custodian firm, depository trust, and clearing group would provide secure storage of the cryptocurrency. See, here we go. I'm trying to tell you guys, here we go. They're saying, yeah, we're going to protect your funds, and we're going to, this defeats the whole purpose of cryptocurrencies. Like, why? This is what I'm saying. Like, we have to really educate people, because I'm telling you, if the masses don't quickly understand that having cryptocurrencies means having your private keys, that's truly owning cryptocurrencies. If we don't educate individuals about that, then they're going to fall right back into, and individuals meaning from, you know, lower middle class all the way up to these investment class savvy individuals. It doesn't matter. You know, they need to know how to control their own keys as well, in my opinion. So how is this any different than Ripple? To be honest with you, if we allow these types of platforms to really take market share in the cryptocurrency space, it's the same thing as Ripple, because you don't own it. If they hold it, if Bakkt owns or holds your Bitcoin, if any bank or any institution, Bank of America's program, if they hold it, it is no different than it just being fiat dollars. It's no different. Article goes on to say here, Bakkt would address custodianship and more. Bakkt is a more comprehensive cryptocurrency solution, it says, addressing custodian and far more. If Bakkt is successful, according to ICE CEO, Bitcoin would greatly simplify the movement of global money. It has the potential to become the first worldwide currency. According to Harvard Business School professor, blockchain technology has the potential to become the system of record for all transactions. If that happens, the economy will once again undergo a radical shift as new blockchain-based sources of influence and control emerge. Yeah, for sure. Bakkt could resolve several issues hindering Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what they say about this. If Bakkt realizes its vision, the firm could indeed resolve several issues that have long stymied cryptocurrencies adoption and investment. A surveillance mechanism to police that can deter and detect cryptocurrency fraud, here we go, and market manipulation in a federally regulated market of size. Custodianship permitting an exchange to securely store investor holdings under U.S. commodity regulations. Scalable, i.e. expanding the capacity of Bitcoin so that it can swiftly handle a massive volume of simultaneous transactions, well beyond the current speed of 4 to 7 transactions a second. See, I'm now starting to think that Bitcoin Core has not furthered the expansion and upgradability or scalability of Bitcoin because of this. I think they've been bought out because they know going this route, it kind of gives the power over to these institutions, and so they're now able to corner the market, right? So if Bitcoin by itself, you know, in years to come takes 5 hours for you to get you know, a transaction from one person to another, or at that point, it's probably going to take even longer than that. Days. It's probably going to take days for you to move money from peer-to-peer transactions. And you say this Litecoin network, this Lightning Network stuff, okay, we're not there yet. I don't even know if that's going to be something that can truly scale Bitcoin. But what I'm saying is, this allows people to, these organizations, to say, hey, come bring your Bitcoin here. If you want to move Bitcoin around, we can do it for you off chain in a real nice and easy way, secure way. Your money's insured. Hey, you want to send some money to your friend, it can be instant if both of you are in our ecosystem. So you got to really watch out for this stuff, man. This is not the way of Satoshi Nakamoto's vision. Not saying his vision was perfect, but it's totally losing any remnants of the original goal of Bitcoin. So now I want to just highlight this portion of the article about scalability. By handling Bitcoin transactions from within its large anticipated supply of Bitcoin, Bakkt also intends to speed up Bitcoin transactions. Facilitating trades with its anticipated Bitcoin stockpile could thus solve the cryptocurrency scalability issue. Sustained scalability for the world's largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization could in turn unleash a plethora of business and consumer applications to make commerce cheaper, more efficient, and accessible to consumers and businesses around the globe in ways we haven't yet imagined. We don't need you, people. We don't need you, ICE. It can be done directly on the protocol by it being upgraded. I want to really hear what Andreas Antonopoulos has to say about what's happening in Bitcoin. Really, it's just sad to me. You guys, let me know your thoughts. Is Bakkt good for us? I think that's an obvious answer, but more importantly, how do we mitigate and stop people from using these services? That's really the key and what we need to think about as a community. Because I forgot who was telling me that Bakkt is going to be it and it's going to be the way. You're failing to understand what Bitcoin originally was intended to be. So we got to get back to that somehow, some way. But yeah, you guys make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that bell, share this video, do all that good stuff. This is the end of my 2 Satoshis for September 23rd, 2018. We're going to rock out to this Nas If I Ruled the World. Woo!